Hello, guys. Good afternoon. And it's Saturday, and this is my trade recap for the week that just ended. So let's quickly jump into it. And this is my GBPUSD chart, my 4 hour time frame, being my overall time frame being a day trader. My 1 hour is my intermediate time frame. That is my intermediate. And then my 15 minutes is my entry time frame, the one I use to enter my positions. So let's dive into it. So on GBPUSD, I'm still going to keep my bias of the buy trade, and at the same time, I'm still seeing some signs of a sell trade as well. But let's dive into it while I'm holding my bias trade, the buy one. I see clearly that market was performing and doing market structure. What happens and what that means was market was creating new highs, which means let's clearly mark that out on the chart. So market was creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then at this particular time, you can say here is the higher low. On this particular day, here is the higher low. So what happened was expecting a new high. Yes, a new high was being formed, but not significant. It was not significant. The highs wasn't significant. So I'm going to then say I was expecting a new highs to be formed on GBPUSD. And if you remember clearly, I then said we had the buy bias, so which went to hit take profit, which you can clearly see from the previous video. If you haven't watched it, go and watch the previous 3 videos I posted recently. Then you have a grasp and you understand clearly on how I trade, the thought process behind it. So I was expecting a new high and then a retest on this previous high that was broken and then continue the higher highs. So what I failed to see or what happened was now you can clearly see from this level that markets failed to create a new high. So here is the low, high, the low, high, the low, then here is the high. Or clearly, I can then say here is the new high that was created because this high was higher than the previous. So here is the new high that was created. So here is the low that was formed by price. So what I was expecting from this level was to see a newer high being formed. It was to see a newer high being formed, at least a retest upon this level, and then continuation of the higher highs. So that's never happened. It's never happened during the opening day and days of the trading week. So what happened was if we are to mark out the lows, you can clearly see is that here is the low at this particular time, and then here is also the low at this particular time, and then here is also the low at this particular time. So here ought to be the new low by price if that was completed or if that panned out. So what am I then seeing now? What am I then seeing now? Yes, you might say that price here, you can see it came to this equal high looking left and then it reversed. And you can also, some people might argue to say price, but price, just hold on, but price broke this low. Here ought to be a low. At this particular time, here was a low. So at this particular time, here was a low. If I'm to mark that out, like I already did before, here is the low. So that was the low at this particular time. But people will say, yeah, but price has broken this level here. Price broke this low here, and we saw this movement, then price reversed back from this level. And the reason why I'm going to still say that yes, price broke this previous low, previous high looking left, if you have to stretch this horizontal rate too, you're going to see that price broke this high here looking left, but not the low of this level. Price eventually broke this level as you can clearly see. It broke the high. Remember, looking left, price broke the high, but price never broke the low. At this particular time, from the high here is a low. And you can clearly see why I'm still holding my buy bias. You can clearly see why I'm still holding my buy bias because yes, price eventually broke the high looking left, but not significant. But the low, as long as price hasn't broken the low, the support level of the trend, that trend is still considered valid. It's still considered valid. So as you can clearly see, here is the new high. Here at this particular time was the new low. Then here is the new high. At this particular time, price was to retest on this horizontal ray, but price broke it a little bit. If we have to measure, it's definitely, let's see, if we have to measure what how many people the price eventually broke this level here. Let's see how many pip movement from this supposed support level. Let's see, 32. Okay, you can say 32 or 31 pip. Let's say 32. Let's say 31 pip because this one is a little bit longer in terms of the measurement. Okay, 29 pip. Let's say 30 pip movement. Price then broke below. So for me, like I said, as long as price hasn't broken this support level here, here is a support level as you can clearly see. Looking left is a support level. So price hasn't broken it looking left. So I still consider this trend a valid uptrend. I still consider it a valid uptrend. But as a technical trader and as a price action trader as well, I need confirmation that this bias or this momentum is still going to be kept in the market by the time it opens. I would have easily said, okay, price here failed to create a new high. Then price came back to close to the support level. But it still reversed back. So I'm still holding the bias because price haven't broken this support level below. Yes, price broke a little bit of the support level, which means if you have to look up, it has to be a resistance level looking from this level here. From this level, this will be a resistance. But from this level here is the support. So price hasn't broken it significantly. So that's why I'm still going to be keeping and watching my bias. Yes, easily here we can see price retesting this same level and reversing back down. But below here, you can see this formation being formed or that happened on this support level. It happened on the support level here. So which means that there is a support that drove price back up. And now we're seeing price eventually retesting the high of the week on this level. So that's why I'm definitely still keeping my buy bias on this GBPUSD. Let me fall down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you can clearly see that there was a support level and price eventually reacted off it at this level here. Price reacted off it. Price reacted off it. You can see it bounced off this level here. So that's from the 1 hour. And if you can see also, if we have to shrink our chart, you can see that these are support levels. And what you're doing there is just paying attention to what happened there. What happened to price there? Price was reacting off it. Price was reacting off those levels. That's why we highlighted them, because it was a market structure and it was forming from the higher time frame. And like I always do, I always do my analysis on my higher time frame being 4 hour. Yes, I do have days and times, and mostly I do go to the higher time frames, the daily and all that. But for me being a day trader, I focus on my 4 hour, my 1 hour, and then my 15 minute being my entry time frame. So if you can clearly see on the 1 hour time frame, you saw that price bounced off these levels, which was the support level. And on top of this support level, from the 1 hour, price gave us a price action from this level here. Price gave us price action, meaning a W pattern on top of the support level. On top of the support level, price gave us a W pattern. And then price was then again supposed to create a new high from this level. Price was supposed to create a new high from this level. Price was supposed to create a new high from this level. But again, price failed to create a new high, but came to equal the same high price gotten in the past, looking left by price. So that's why, on the other hand, I'm only going to conclude on my bias when the market officially opens. When the market officially opens on Monday, or when I mark out the high and low of the week on Monday. But what I want to see, I want to see price when the market is officially open. I want to see price. I want to see price create a new high. I want to see price create a new high, which means breaking above this high looking left. I want to see price break above that level looking left. That's what I want to see. To consider this trend still valid. To consider it validated, I want to see a new high that's going to break above these highs. Above these highs. You can also probably, yeah, put it here also, but yeah, want to see price from this level breaking above this level. We want to see price candles, bullish candles breaking above this level horizontally looking left. This is the recent high. This is the highs that price came and never broke it. So for me to consider this still a bias, I need to see price break above this level and retest on this level. And when I see a retest on this level, I'm going to go in for a buy trade from this level. I'm going to go in for a buy trade from this level. But if price fails to create a new high and instead creates a new low, then I'm definitely going to position for a sell trade. But that will be at the confirmation of after marking my high and low of the week. So that's what I'm going to be doing clearly. So I just wanted to also use this plain chart to make you understand the formation behind this chart pattern, the formation behind all this price movement. For me, the reason why, and another point why I still consider that validated, the buy validated, is because take it from this perspective. Here is the low. I want to clearly just increase my chart so you can see it. Yes. Okay. So let's take it from this perspective. So what happened? Here was definitely supposed to be the low, right? Here is the low. From the 1 hour time frame now, I'm trying to show you why it's very important for me to go through my higher time frame, use my 4 hour time frame, because it correlates. So you can see from the 1 hour time frame, here is the high of the price, and here is supposedly the support level that was supposed to drive the price or that drove the price to the upside. So what happened? Here is the low, and then here is the high that price came to. So for me, I can clearly say that market is definitely ranging, market is definitely consolidating, because here is the low, here is the high, and all this while we have we haven't seen we haven't seen price breaking or breaking up or breaking below. So until I see price either break above this level or until I see price then break below this level, until I then see price then break below this level. All this I call is consolidation. Market is consolidating because there haven't been a clear break of structure from this level. Here is the support, here is the resistance. Let me use another color here. Here is the resistance and here is the support. Let me use this time blue. Here is the support. Okay, let me label this aspect because this is very important to understand. So at this particular point in time here, I'm going to label this as the support. I'm going to label this as the support. What's going on? I'm trying to add some text to this. Okay, I think it's fine now. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to label this support and I'm going to choose the color red as the support, and then I'm going to choose the yellow, and then I'm going to choose that as the resistance. Yes, this video is longer today, but I just want to digest this to make us understand the reasoning, the psychology behind it. So this one I'm going to label as resistance, and I'm going to choose the color to be green so it can be more clear, you understand. So this is the resistance and this is the support. So what I'm waiting to see now is a clear break above or a clear break below the support. So until this is done, until I found this and this happens on my chart on GBPUSD, yes, the market is officially closed by the way, but until this happens, I still consider this market as a bullish market because everything happening here, it's called consolidation. Price is consolidating. It hasn't broken the resistance, neither has price broken the support. So that's why, for me, I'm definitely going to be waiting patiently. And based on how I do know which day it was, from the start of this the low from the support, I can tell you what day it was. I can tell you that by just looking at my chart. I can tell you what day it was. So from that day till the closure of the market on Friday, price hasn't broken anything. Price hasn't broken below or above. So I want you guys to hit the subscribe button. I want you to like. I want you to definitely comment on this, my biases, the way I analyze my trade, my pairs. I want you to hit the subscribe button, smash it, and to keep me to do more biases on how I trade